Viewers, a very, very crucial all-party meeting is continuing in the national capital. The Prime Minister is helming this meeting. He is speaking to every party which has a substantial national footprint. The leaders of those parties are speaking turn by turn. And most of the leaders, viewers, in fact, there are only 4 parties left to speak. But all the political parties till now have come out and reaffirmed their faith in the Prime Minister's leadership. They have condemned China unilaterally and unconditionally, and most importantly, have saluted the martyrdom of our braves. All parties except, viewers, the Sonia Gandhi-led Congress party. The Sonia Gandhi-led Congress party has not followed suit like the other political parties have, abjuring politics. In fact, the Sonia Gandhi party, the Congress party, has asked 6 embarrassing questions of the Prime Minister. Nothing wrong. If you want to embarrass your Prime Minister, that's your choice. In front of the entire nation, when every other political party is coming out and saying that the need of the hour is not to give China any opportunity to think that we are divided. Remember, viewers, when you have to punch above your weight, when you have to land a punch, you have to ensure that all your fingers come together and form that one hammer-like weapon that you can sock to your opponent. Even if one of these fingers don't shut, viewers, your punch will not pack power. The Pandavas are a striking example of how 5 fingers can come together and take on any form of evil. However, viewers, for some reason, the Congress party has refused to condemn China unconditionally and unilaterally. Neither has it reposed faith in the leadership of the Prime Minister, obviously depriving him of vital elbow room. I want to go straight across to Navika Kumar for more on this. Navika, you have been getting the inside details party by party and their stance. And so remarkably different is the Congress party's approach today. Rather unfortunately, one would have to say.
Well, it's very clear that the Congress party wants to be seen to be standing alone because while Sonia Gandhi, the Congress president, has virtually echoed what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said over the last few days, the fact of the matter is that at a time when they should be standing with the armed forces, even if they don't agree to the ideology or to the persona of the Prime Minister, the fact of the matter is it is India that is facing this moment from China. But Mrs. Sonia Gandhi chose to raise more questions, chose to say, why is the meeting being held now? Why not earlier? Why haven't you given us all answers to all questions? Why are we still being kept in the dark? But let me tell you, the only people who seem to be supporting her were the communists. The Communist Party of India, Marxist, and the Communist Party of India, both finding fault with India trying to make a new friendship with USA, not really finding too much time to condemn China. And how could they? Because after all, Communist Party of India and its ideology is imported from China. Lenin, Stalin are their gods. How can they ever believe in anybody other than them? Otherwise, they are atheist. And Sonia Gandhi and the Congress party, well, many people have talked about the agreement that exists between the Congress and the Communist Party of China. So, was that the common factor? We don't know. But let me take you through what each and every political party and their leader has said. Sharad Pawar, who spoke first, of course the senior most member present there, actually set the ball rolling and virtually completely tore down and tore apart the entire stand taken by Rahul Gandhi. He said that issues today were whether soldiers carried arms or not are decided by international agreements, and we need to respect such sensitive issues. So clearly telling of Rahul Gandhi, who this morning tweeted that was the government sleeping, did we send our braves without arms? Well, Sharad Pawar responded to Rahul Gandhi. Then KCR, the TRS chief, said the PM's clarity on Kashmir and has angered China. PM's emphasis on Kashmir's development has also angered China. He also stressed that the Prime Minister's call for Atmanirbhar Bharat has rattled China. So clearly, standing right behind the Prime Minister, D. Raja of the CPI said we need to resist US efforts to drag us into the alliance, and Sitaram Yechuri stressed on the principles of Panchil. Pinaki Mishra, Naveen Patnaik's BJD, said we are unconditionally and fully behind the Prime Minister. Mayawati, very mature statement coming in from her and the BSP. She appreciated the presentation of the External Affairs Minister and stressed that taking appropriate measures in trade and investment front should be taken to counter China. This is not time for politics, and we stand firmly behind the Prime Minister. MK Stalin of the DMK also says we are united when it comes to patriotism. Of course, Conrad Sangma also stood
Navika,
with the government.
I'm also told
and
that
Mamata
Banerjee, yes.
Banerjee, you won't expect Mamata Banerjee to stand with the Prime Minister, but she did too, as did Ram Gopal Yadav of the Samajwadi Party. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi find themselves alone.
I just want to go through what the TMC has said. Now, we all know, Navika, that the TMC is one of the bitterest critics of the Prime Minister and the BJP in general. There is going to be a big election there in the coming months. So if anyone that actually needed to pick holes in the Prime Minister's handling of the Chinese situation, it would have been Mamata Banerjee. But this is what she said. At least this is what her party put forward there. All-party meeting is a good message for the nation. Unlike the Congress and Sonia Gandhi, she didn't say that, oh, the meeting should have been called earlier or later or this, that, the other. She said all-party meeting is a good message for the nation, shows that we are united behind our Jawans. TMC is strongly in solidarity with the government. We will not talk anything that gives a wrong message. Queries also we will raise internally. So even if they have doubts about certain aspects, and all opposition parties, Navika, have a right to ask questions. But they've said that, look, this is not the time to tell the world that we are all split up amongst ourselves. This is a time to tell China that we are all behind our Prime Minister, and we support just about every decision that this government will take to try and reduce the gap between us and the Chinese. But the Sonia Gandhi-led Congress asking questions, trying to embarrass the Prime Minister and the country. I mean, look at the difference.
Absolutely. And Rahul, please allow me the indulgence of reading out the statement Uddhav Thackeray made. Now, Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar are in alliance with the Congress party in Maharashtra,
yes,
running a huge state like Maharashtra. And you know what Uddhav Thackeray said? He said, we are all one. This is the feeling. We are with you, Mr. Prime Minister. We are with our forces and their families. India wants peace, but that doesn't mean we are weak. China's nature is betrayal. I want to laud you, Prime Minister, for talking to us. And India is mazboot, not majboor. Our government has the ability ke aankhein nikal kar haath mein de dena. So he says, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर में, हमारे गवर्नमेंट में, हमारी सरकार में चाइनीज की आंख निकाल कर हाथ में देने की क्षमता है. This is what Uddhav Thackeray says about the Prime Minister.
And even the Mamata Banerjee TMC, look at the sentiments expressed there. Uplifting ones. Listen to this. China is not a democracy. They are a dictatorship. They can do what they feel. We, on the other hand, have to work together. India will win. China will lose. Speak with unity, think with unity, work with unity. We are solidly with the government. When a Prime Minister sees even some of his most bitter adversaries, Navika, take this stand, he feels emboldened also to take decisions which are bold and in the interests of the nation. So, Navika, I just want to ask you,
Well, let me tell you another endorsement that comes from the from another political party, which is Y.S. Jagan Reddy. Jagan Reddy, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, said since 2014, India's image on the global front has improved thanks to the Prime Minister's initiative. In today's world, war is not based on arms, it is on international clout, and that is something that India has gained since 2014. He's also, and mind you, Rahul, we are virtually giving you live commentary because Jagan Reddy is speaking as we are giving you these updates. He is listing the achievements of India under Prime Minister in the sphere of security, Pulwama, Security Council, Azhar Masood, etc. Clearly, one other chief minister, one other political party backing the Prime Minister. So YSRCP and Jagan Reddy standing behind the Prime Minister, and this is the political spectrum that we are talking about. We are talking about three parties. CPI, I think they have probably one or two members of parliament in Lok Sabha. There is the CPIM and there is the Congress party, who seem like siblings right now, where their questions are more to India than to China.
Very interesting, Navika. Now, I don't want to jump the gun here, but the Congress and the Chinese Communist Party, Navika, they entered into an agreement on the 7th of August 2008. I don't know if we've got the date right. I think we have. That agreement was signed between Rahul Gandhi and the Chinese Vice President and Standing Committee member of the Chinese Communist Party Politburo. And Sonia Gandhi was also there, by the way, when this private arrangement between the Congress and the Communist Party of China was inked. And what are the words? Now, viewers, just pay attention to this. Exchanging high-level information and cooperation between them. That's one of the wordings of this highfalutin arrangement between the Congress and the CPC. Now, Navika, this must be worrisome when you say exchanging high-level information. What does this actually mean, high-level information? I don't want to insinuate anything, but it worries me. The MOU also provided for the opportunity to consult each other on important bilateral, regional and international developments. Now, this is very, very curious. Did the Chinese Communist Party also inform, Navika, the Congress about this big bilateral, regional, international development that we saw in the Galwan Valley or across the LAC? I don't know, but maybe you could illuminate us. Is that what's holding the Congress back today?
Well, Rahul, since freedom of speech and freedom of asking questions is what Liberal Congress always supports, then we are asking the question tonight. What does this agreement really mean? What kind of high-level information do they want to exchange with China? Yes. Was it information exchange that was happening between Rahul Gandhi and the Chinese ambassador when Doklam was being sorted out? And the 6 questions that have been posed by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi today, is that also information gathering? And will this also be part of any high-level exchange of information? We don't know. But we can ask the question because in democratic India, questions are allowed to be asked.
I can understand why the communists are having a problem criticizing China, because obviously they trace their ideology to Mao. The Congress, well, did they sign a pact with the successors of Mao in 2008 that limits their capabilities? Navika, just tell us a little bit more about this reluctance of the Congress party's top leadership, especially the Gandhis, to take on China. Now, we've seen a couple of instances, secret meetings with Chinese ambassadors here, and also, of course, tweets that are omitted. Can you just quickly tell us about that before I move on?
Well, I can only surmise because when Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary puts out a tweet, and he is the leader of the largest opposition party in the Lok Sabha, he puts out a tweet against China and the Congress makes him delete it. I don't know. We can all make our own guesses, our own conclusions, and then every tweet that has come from them, have you ever heard them attacking China, condemning China? All they do is condemn the Prime Minister. All they do is question under what conditions are our armed forces? Why did they not use the guns? Why is the satellite imagery not available? Are they doubting the intelligence gathering capacity of the military? Are they questioning how well versed our army is, how our military intelligence agencies are? I don't know. I'm as foxed as you are on what is it that they want to question, and question why now. Why not at a time when you have time to sit down, talk about it, and sit down, analyze it, discuss it threadbare across the table?
But I'm mystified.
As they always say, everything has a time, and there is a right time for everything.
Absolutely,
is this
there
the
is.
Time?
Today, the time is to unite, put India first, and that's our hashtag. India first, but not for Congress. Viewers, post your messages, post your views on why you think the Congress party today sits askance from all other political parties in this country in not supporting the Indian government that is leading a spirited fight. And of course, our great Jawans, our Balwan Jawans, our gallant heroes in Galwan who laid down their lives, viewers, to protect every square inch of this country. Thanks indeed, Navika, for giving us this update on what is actually transpiring. We'll come back to you when you have more details. But viewers, I'm not surprised at all because there is a mindset. Thanks indeed, Navika. Thanks indeed. Let's quickly go across for 30 seconds each to Sudhanshu Trivedi, MP and national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Tehseen Poonawala, who's close, of course, to the Congress leadership, and Nishant Verma, and of course Vivek Srivastava, who represents the left in this country. Vivek Srivastava, couldn't bring yourself today, the left parties, to say even what the TMC said, or what Jagan Reddy said, what Uddhav Thackeray said, what NCP said, what Uddhav Thackeray said, what Mayawati ji has said, what Samajwadi Party's Mulayam Singh Yadav ji and Akhilesh Yadav have said. इतनी दर्द होती है आपको चाइना को क्वेश्चन करने के लिए? You're so indebted to the Chinese Communist Party, this clique of thugs that spreads COVID misery around the globe, that you can't even bring yourself to condemn them or even name them. And you're blaming India's relationship with America?
Sir, six years you were trading with them, Rahul, and you never spoke it on the TV that they are so bad. And today when the Jawans are dying because of the bad policies of the Indian government, their mismanagement of the global diplomacy, you don't have a single friend in Asia. None of your neighbors likes you. Nepal is also against you.
Sir. Fine.
With this kind of a bad foreign policy
abuse
that
Modi,
India
abuse his government, but that should not stop you, sir, from coming out and saying that China
sends
millions of its own citizens to the gulags to hang. It sends millions of its own citizenship into slavery. It murders, starves, floods half its population. Is there a problem in saying it and acknowledging
it? Let's talk of America. Let's talk of the terrorism.
Is there a problem in acknowledging this?
It is America which created the Taliban.
Achha.
Sir, no.
Which Taliban?
The
Taliban that is locked up the Uyghurs?
The Taliban.
America.
The Taliban.
Oh, bhai sahab.
The communist Russians fought. The Islamic terrorism.
Bhai sahab.
Destroying Iraq. Who did it? It was the Americans who did
Colonel
it.
RSN wants to say something
so
to you.
You need
Colonel
to criticize
RSN,
Americans.
There is a standoff taking place between China. Why are you dragging others into it?
You need to follow the
and one minute.
you are following.
Which neighbor does China enjoy good relationship
one side,
except
it's
for
an
North
imperialistic
Korea?
power. It has destroyed the Gulf. It is the Americans which created the Islamic terrorism.
Now let me tell you. Now let me tell you.
Oh please, I don't need your certificate, RSN, and stop your shouting and ranting.
I have heard about
please don't rant
MOU between a state and a state.
If you have some
between
intellectual
state and
capability,
state,
which you
I have
don't,
never heard MOU
not try
between
to
one
be a stooge of
international group.
imperialistic America.
Okay,
It is
one
not
minute,
with
gentlemen.
you.
The
People's
question is, look,
Republic of
I'm going to be a
China,
little
another
crude tonight.
International
Dr. Anand Ranganathan,
Sitting in tension,
one
but
second, please.
I have never
I'm going to be a
heard
little
this kind
crude.
of a thing.
Gentlemen, please,
Now
one
you
second.
tell
Let's
me,
not...
That means
There are many issues.
Docklam was a part of the same MOU. Biological warfare is part of the same MOU. This entire thing is part of the same MOU. Why are you being charitable with this lady?
Stop shouting.
Why
Stop
are you
ranting.
being charitable with this lady?
Diplomatically,
this lady
this government has failed on the
her time
international
in
front.
India is up.
That's the first
Her
part.
time in India is up.
Our trade with China is such
call spade a spade.
that 3 economic experts of
now
world
it
level have
explains
said,
you what is the tukde gang.
sir, 40%
Okay.
Now
of your
everything.
automotive
Okay, let me
market
just
is
come in here.
Chinese.
Now I suspect
Let's not
that
get,
even
let's
China
not get
Why
besides
are you
ourselves.
doing the
One second. Let's
This
blow
lady
everyone's
is
faith. I
time
need to
in
come in and restore some order and bring focus back. Yes, Colonel RSN is right. It's right. He's absolutely right, because the next story that I will show you in just a few moments, so viewers, will completely leave you stunned, astonished, shocked. But I'll come to that in just a few moments. I want to bring in Dr. Anand Ranganathan. 1 second, Colonel RSN, don't waste your breath tonight. You know, breath has become very precious in the COVID era. COVID, which has been inflicted on the rest of the world by the Chinese Communist Party. Now, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi is also with us. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I want to ask you a question. Look, I can understand the poor left. The left is caught between a rock and a hard place. It is caught between its ideology on one side, which is of course so immutable to it that it's become a rock around its neck, a millstone, so to speak. And of course, its patrons that have put it in a hard place, that are in Beijing. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I can understand their compulsion, but I can't understand the Congress Party's compulsion. Can you illuminate the rest of us? Why would the Congress Party hesitate in calling out China? Every political party in that meeting, and look, the words are there, they'll be printed tomorrow, has spoken in such pejorative terms of China, except for Madam Sonia Gandhi.
Yeah, good evening, Rahul. You know, for us to understand this, one has to go back, perhaps to 1947, even before that. You know, Ni Hao, Kao Tao to Mao was our policy under Jawaharlal Nehru, and perhaps calling for the breakup of Ladakh was an obligation on part of the Congress in that MOU that it signed with the Communist Party of China back in 2008. Right from the time when Dr. Ambedkar resigned from Congress in 1951, warning in his resignation letter that under Nehru, India was being made to fight China's battle, was championing China's cause, and that its quixotic and suicidal, quote unquote, suicidal foreign policy would lead to, quote, ruination of India, unquote. To the Congress presiding over the loss of Aksai Chin, but being nonchalant about it, saying, and I quote, not a blade of grass grows there. To it maintaining silence to this day on China occupying 640 square kilometers of eastern Ladakh during the UPA, as disclosed by the UPA Foreign Secretary Sham Saran himself. To zipping its lip when between 2010 and 2013, China made 600 incursions into the Indian side. So I'm not surprised, Rahul. I'm also not surprised by the fact that its minions, the chamchas and the jamchas as I call them, are totally silent about the non-existent infrastructure on the Indo-China border, despite recurring threats and reality of incursions as disclosed by none other than the UPA Defense Minister Antony. And I'm also not surprised, please give me 30 seconds, that the same person, the stooge, same person currently raising hell over alleged large-scale incursions was back in the UPA days waxing eloquent and giving gyan over the fact that India-China border is not yet defined. And so when, quote, Chinese make incursions, it only means that they haven't entered our territory, end quote. You see, before 2014, India and China were one nation. It is only when Modi took over the reins and he began drawing the border and shoring up the infrastructure, building roads and bridges. Horrible thing to do. Why should there be a border between India and China when we think the same as the Chinese? That India should break up into 1,000 pieces. Modi should resign.
Well, let me tell you, viewers, Modi is going to stick around and he is not going to back off. I'm going to show you a visual today. He's letting his work and the army's work speak for it. That, viewers, is the pictures of a bridge that we have built. The bridge that we have built across the river which has been contested, the Shyok River. We are not backing off. The reason China is there today is because it is so upset with India daring to shore up on its own territory its defenses. But Modi has said, I am not going to pull back. The army has said, we are not going to cow down. You will come with a club, we will sock it to you. We will not behave like rogues. And you know what, viewers? More than 50 Chinese soldiers are today either fatally wounded or they are dead. Because India didn't run away. We didn't break international convention. We didn't whip out our weapons because we're a disciplined bunch. But we are resolved to complete what we started. And China, you better get that message straight. And Tehseen Poonawalla, I'm going to ask you today, since you know the Gandhi family well, you know the Congress leadership well, what were they thinking when they tied up a big deal on the 7th of August 2008, the Congress Communist Party, and resolving to exchanging high-level information and cooperation? What does this mean, sir? Cooperation even now at the cost of India's territorial integrity? What does this mean? Can you explain this? Just explain this. I'm not looking for any large, huge, big, opening, grandstanding statements from you. Can you explain what would have motivated Rahul Gandhi to sign with the Chinese Communist Party that's not representing anybody except for a group of marauders, murderers, thugs, oppressors? Tell me. He likes to do business with that kind of people?
I presume that I'm on this debate. I will get 45 seconds of time. As much as you
take a minute, answer the question. No, take 2 minutes, answer the question.
45 seconds. Part of my answer will be for I have something to put. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. They didn't ask you to bend, but you decided to crawl. And the reason is on the day Devinder Singh, under the able leadership of Amit Shah ji, got bailed, the man who was involved in the Pulwama attacks and the greatest terror attacks in this country. On a day when Ajit Doval should have been resigned for intelligence failure, not just in Pathankot and Pulwama, but also in the Galwan Valley. On a day Amit Shah should resign on the fact that the ITBP that was bordering that was manning the patrol, that was patrolling, told the Home Ministry of the Chinese intrusion. But on Times Now, a show that you host, Rahul Shivshankar, the greatest journalist in this country, BJP spokesperson's life. The debate is something about Rahul Gandhi's MOU, and you have a right to debate. I want to end by saying the fact of the matter was, in a recent fire, Anand Raghunathan's library burned down and both of his books burned. He hasn't even finished coloring that. There's a night after night he comes on Times Now and it's encouraged to lie. The Sham Saran report says 645 kilometers was actually occupied when actually Anthony in Parliament that we all expect where Sudhanshu Trivedi Ghosh said that nothing of that sort happened. We didn't lose an inch of territory since 62. You don't talk about 67 when Indira Gandhi gave the Chinese a bloody nose.
Okay.
And you don't have the guts to ask Modi why did this intrusion happen and we lost 20 brave hearts. You are supposed to cheer that we killed 50 of the men if we did, but who will take responsibility for 20 of our men dying for the first time in 45 years? Who will take responsibility?
Okay.
That's where
Before you blame the entire world and not respond to the question I asked you, I just want to tell you that this channel has also put out details of another incursion that has taken place. So, viewers, this channel is not holding back on answering or asking any of the questions that need to be posed to this government. But the fundamental point is that we haven't got a response. And I don't blame Tehseen Poonawalla. One of their most redoubtable Modi baiting potent spokesperson, Sanjay Jha, poor man, he wrote an article. We're talking about democracy, human rights, values, openness, transparency, big words that Rahul Gandhi perhaps has mastered over the last 6-8 months. He asks all these questions, big ones. Let's keep them all shut because they won't allow me to bring out the facts. Today that Sanjay Jha has been removed as a spokesperson, as the chief spokesperson of the Congress party. Why? Because he asked the Congress, why is there drift in your party, viewers? He's been removed. I don't need to tell you how vociferously anti-Modi, vitriolically personal his tirades have been against Modi. Sanjay Jha, I don't know what he needs to prove more by the way of loyalty to Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhis, but he has been shown the door because he wrote a piece for, I think it was the Times of India, where he questioned the Congress leadership's misplaced priorities. Where is he today? Poor man. He even got COVID sitting in Mumbai. And I really, at this time when he's in the dumps, given the fact that he has coronavirus, his party disempanels him. Come on. And you are talking about transparency? You know, you sound like hypocrites. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, the Congress president has asked you 7 questions. Did you not have satellite images? Did you not have any maps? Were you completely caught off guard? Did the NSA not know? I know that that was perhaps not the forum. And even if you think it is, why don't you quickly satisfy the curiosity of Sonia Gandhi with some answers?
Rahul, if the question would have been asked by any other political party, like Aam Aadmi Party, etc., who were not invited in this program, then the thing would have been understood. But the Congress Party, which has directly ruled for 50 years and controlled government for more than 60 years, now they are asking about the IP report, intelligence reports and others. You know, adding to what Anand Ranganathan has said, and A.K. Antony has categorically spoken as Defence Minister on the floor of the House in 2013, that nothing has been done on the border, very little has been done. You know what is the similarity between the Congress Party and the Chinese government. I am quoting in the Global Times on 17th of June in the article written that India should investigate militarily. On para number 14, what they write, I am reading, that India will face a disastrous defeat, and the defeat right now would be a disastrous as rising Hindu nationalism will not accept the failed outcome and the Modi will lose power. अब तो भैया दोनों का एक ही टारगेट है ना, जो चीन कह रहा है कि मोदी शुड लूज पावर और वही आप कह रहे हैं, दोनों में अंतर क्या रह गया? एंड यू हैव ऑलरेडी referred the plight of Sanjay Jha. अरे संजय झा को तो छोड़िए. The leader of the opposition of Congress Party, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, has given such an strong words, which even the BJP leader has not said. He has referred China as a dragon. और उन्होंने कहा कि ताइवान को मान्यता दे देनी चाहिए, और भैया उनको डपट के चुप करा दिया गया और कह दिया गया transparency. And now Rahul Gandhi, who is neither a leader of the opposition nor the party president, leader of the opposition Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has been made shut. Leader of the opposition in Rajya Sabha Ghulam Nabi Azad ji is not speaking anything. Party president Sonia Gandhi has just spoken और सब चीज धड़ाधड़ राहुल गांधी जी बोल रहे हैं. When he was in power, तो मनमोहन सिंह जी ना बोल पाते थे और ना बुलाए जाते थे चाइना के द्वारा. बोलते भी यही थे.
And remember, this is the same leader during the height of Doklam. He was meeting with, and Times Now broke that story, he was meeting with the Chinese envoy. And the Congress Party accused us of faking it, till the Chinese came out and said, yes, we hosted Rahul Gandhi for a New Year's meal, for a lovely, cozy New Year's meal in the very spirit, I suppose, of that 2008 August 7th agreement, where they were exchanging high-level information and cooperation. You know, there is a view that is doing the rounds in certain circles that Sonia Gandhi perhaps should not have even been invited to this meeting, because if she's exchanging high-level information, God alone knows if she might be passing it back to the Chinese. These are some people who are tweeting right now, and I'm looking through Twitter right now, viewers, and this is what is being said. It might be a crazy conspiracy theory, but, you know, people are not very forgiving on Twitter. Let me tell you.